Hey everyone, it's Mrs. McLeod here, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of Module 1 review. Now, this review is focusing mainly on the first part of Module 1, which we went over place value and number sense. A little bit of second grade review, but also dipped into third grade, which is focusing on those four-digit numbers, finding them on a number line, expanded form, word form, standard form, all that fun stuff. So let's first start with some vocabulary words that we learned and that are important to know. Place value is the location of a digit in a number. As you can see here, we've got a model number that goes all the way up to hundred thousands. Now, in third grade, we focus mainly on numbers up to the thousands place. The most important thing to remember about place value is that anything past the ones place, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, the numbers that you see in those boxes, it can only be one digit at a time. So therefore, that number represents the groups of tens, the groups of hundreds, the groups of thousands. So we know that if we see a 5 in a tens place, we're really talking about 50. But if we're writing it in place value form, we just use that 5 in the actual tens place value. Next, we have the word equation, and I use equation and number sentence interchangeably. Equation is a number sentence which shows that two quantities are equal. Here we see a multiplication number sentence, 8 times 3 equals 24, but an equation can be any operation. So make sure that you realize that in an equation, one side is the same value as the other side of the equal sign. This next vocabulary word, number line, is more of a tool or strategy that can be used to help solve equations. So, number lines were first introduced in first grade as a tool to help count on and then count back. In second grade, they used them more substantially to add and subtract. And in third grade, we use number lines to find 3 and 4 digit numbers. And we talk about intervals, the space between each hash mark. Sometimes it goes in ones, sometimes tens, sometimes 50s, sometimes hundreds, and sometimes thousands. So we need to make sure that we understand those intervals. We also use number lines to add and subtract 2 and 3 digit numbers. And we use number lines to multiply, if you can believe that. For our next three vocabulary words, we're talking about representing a number in three different written forms. Our first form is standard form, and standard form is the form that we typically see in a number. So let me bring this to the front so you can see that it's not cut off. So in standard form, it's a number written in numerical or number form. So it gives us the example of 623. The next way we can write a number is in word form. In word form, we're writing numbers by using words. So exactly how we would say the number, 623, that is how we would write it. And we want to make sure that when we're saying these bigger numbers, it's so easy to say and, 623. But we want to cut that and out and just write the digits that we see, 623. Our last written form of a number is expanded form. Expanded form is a way to write numbers that shows the value of each digit. And so if we think about what I said about place value when I first started with that vocabulary card, each digit is in a certain place. And so even though when we write the standard form, we are writing a single digit for each place, expanded form tells the value of that digit. So 600 plus 20 plus 3 is the same as 623. And in addition to this expanded form, our next vocabulary word is expression. Even though we want students to understand that 600 plus 20 plus 3 equals 623, we often have them write expanded form in what we call an expression. And an expression is basically an equation without the equal sign and what comes after the equal sign. So as you can see underneath, expanded form is 600 plus 20 plus 3, and we don't need an equal sign. We don't need the equivalent, which would be 623 on the other side of that equal sign. We just need the expression. And last but certainly not the least is justify. Justify is to show or explain how your answer is correct. And we do this a lot in our class discussions when I have people come to the board, when people are raising their hands. If they agree, they need to explain their thinking. If they don't agree, they need to explain their thinking. And that is a mathematical practice that we really focus on. So being able to understand how someone is right and how someone is wrong. I hope this review of our relevant vocabulary for the first part of Module 1 has been helpful for you. Thanks for watching.